Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, special coverage of the $500,000 guaranteed late pick 4 at Santa Anita on Cal Cup Saturday. The sequence races 7 through 10, $250,000 Cal Cup races, and we begin with a really good race. A mile and an eighth on the turf. It's the California Cup Turf Classic. There are some really solid horses in here. Ashley Loves Sugar, legit.
Oh yeah.
Rallis, grade 1 winner on dirt, coming out of the Breeders' Cup Turf. What of you, defending champion, grade 1 winner, big speed, and you're going elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to use all three of those horses. Two of them, you know, with a little bit more weight than one. Rallis for me is nothing more than defense. I just don't want to get knocked out by him at a decent number. I think Ashley Loves Sugar is the most likely winner of the race. Can't knock him. All he does is show up and run. What of you? I'm a little wishy-washy on him, but I'll use him as a B. I'm all in on he will. He's the kind of horse where, you know what, if he wins, he'll be a square number. He'll start me off in this late pick 4 in the right way. And if he loses, okay, he loses. I mean, on paper, he's not supposed to be, you know, sort of a 2 or 3 to 1 shot. I think he's 7 to 2. Morning line, he's 8 to 1. If I can get 8, this may be the one that, you know, I take my real shot with on Saturday.
And we've got the full analysis, the A to the Z in its own video already, the Cal Cup Turf Classic on drf.com. Let's take a look at your ticket maker play for the first leg. You're like he will. You're leaning on him. This is the whole point of ticket maker. Your strongest opinion gets your strongest weight. You're not going to let Ashley Loves Sugar knock you out. You're not going to let What of You knock you out. And Rallis is sort of your deep backup. He has the fig. He's got a little bit of class. You don't love him.
But in a way, too, if for some reason Rallis were to win, I feel like in a pick situation, he's going to offer more than maybe the individual race.
Here's my ticket maker for the first leg. I think Ashley Loves Sugar is just rock solid. I think he's the most likely winner of this race. And I use the 10 Pashki as a backup.
Wow.
Pashki.
All right.
Nice race, 2 starts back off of the claim.
All right.
And he's sort of an interesting horse in here. He will is a horse that probably you've talked me on. I've always been a fan of him, and I would use him as a backup as well.
Look, Pashki was not bad 2 starts back. I think he's an interesting one that could take a step forward, being back to the turf.
Let's move to race number 8. It's an optional claimer at 1 mile. This is a race that you got to think the number 1 prime attraction is going to take a lot of money. Not only does he have figs for his last 2 races, but he could be the controlling speed nearest the rail.
Which for me is just an absolute game changer. Where you look at it, he has the highest last out buyer in the field, the highest last out time form US rating. Going 1 mile and an eighth, he turns back to 1 mile here, drawn down the rail. He is where all of my weight goes.
I am very, very interested, though, as we take a look at your ticket maker play and what you're going to do with the 4. Dad Taught Me Well. He looks good off his last couple of races.
At the end of the day, I could have easily made that horse another A, but I look at it and say, I think there is a chance that when he steps into deeper water, he's not going to be quite as good as Prime Attraction. I think Prime Attraction is just a better horse than Dad Taught Me Well. There's a reason Dad Taught Me Well has been a 25 claimer.
Let's take a look at my ticket maker play for race number 2. I really like the way Dad Taught Me Well has performed with the blinkers. And I wonder if maybe Dean Peterson has sort of figured it out, because I know it's been cheap. He won the Del Mar race. Last time out, though, he looked like he was in a little bit of hot return, and the stretch has refused to lose. He galloped out real nicely. I'm not sure I trust Prime Attraction. He's a little bit of a goofball with his lead changes. He's going to have to find a little bit of class and maybe a little bit more from a speed figure standpoint, but he'll offer a little bit more value than Prime Attraction. He's my A. Prime Attraction is my B. Let's move on to the Cal Cup Derby, but before we do that, I want to remind everybody we've got a fantastic deal for past performances. Let's check out that deal right now. You get bonus pick 4 past performances for this guaranteed late pick 4 sequence. All you have to do, it's free basically if you buy any card. You buy any card, you get the PPs for free.
Which on a day like Pegasus World Cup Day, not a bad idea. I'd imagine 95% of people will have that card. You get the Santa Anita card to go along with.
And you got 2 stakes races, including the California Cup Derby, which is coming up at race number 9 at 1 mile and a 16th. And again, this analysis, we've got the full analysis already on drf.com. All right, the California Cup Derby, you like Mr. Hinks a little bit as a price, but how do you play him from a pick 4 standpoint? It seems like a win value candidate. You got to use some other contenders, I would think.
I'm going to use him, and I'm going to use the Baffert horse, the 7 breaker from the outside. That's Coils Gold. I just look at the 2 of them and say, I think they're the ones with all the upside. And Arboretti, I think, has a big chance. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to use him as a B, but there's just something about that King Glorious coming from Low South. I didn't love it. I'm throwing California Diamond out completely.
I don't blame you having the low sal fear. I have it all
Yeah.
the time in handicapping
Have
these
to.
races. Let's take a look at Matt's ticket maker for the California Cup Derby. 3 and the 7 are A's, and Ann Arbor Eddie is a B. I certainly see what you're saying about Mr. Hinks. I mean, again, Steve Miotti doesn't win often first time out, and the fact that he got this one to fire and fire so well, this horse might have serious ability. Let's take a look at my ticket maker play in the Cal Cup Derby. I'm a fan of Ann Arbor Eddie. Yes, it was low sal last time out. He was really determined in the stretch. I'll also use California Diamond, who I think will sit off the pace. He's just a solid horse in the vein of an Ashley Love Sugar that you know he's going to show up. If someone happens to improve, he could be in trouble. The Baffert horse scares me. We showed a formulator fact in that race stakes preview video. Coils Gold could be very, very dangerous sitting off the pace while in the clear. The finale, it doesn't get easier.
Oh, no, I mean, it gets about 15 times more difficult. And I understand, look, good on Santa Anita for carding this as the finale, because this is the kind of race, even if you get chalk in the first 3 legs, chaos could ensue in this race. I think you've got to go deep if you want to really feel comfortable in here. I used 2 horses coming out of a common race. I understand Bird is the Word has run since then.
My son.
But December 4th at Del Mar, race number 9, it was the nightcap that day. I got knocked out at the end because Solio came along at the end for Grand Motion. I'm not bitter about it in the pick 6, whatever. Look, I think those 2 horses, if they run the 79 back, they're going to be very difficult. They're my 2 A's. B's, I'm going to use the 1 Pavelski because I sweat anything Phil D'Amato sends out. Past 5 years, dirt to turf, sprinter route, Santa Anita, 4 for 13 with a 329 ROI. I'm also going to use the 6 Panama Papers. Don't trust this horse a ton, but at the end of the day, that early positional speed that can go a long, long way. I'll also use the 10 Caustic, who again, first time turf for D'Amato, stretching out, dirt to turf, and just as a wild card, as a C. I think General Kitten arguably has the best pedigree in this entire race, this entire field. Scott Hansen doesn't do particularly well first-time starters, 2 for 31. But if for some reason I can get alive with my A's to this spot, General Kitten could be alive for a very nice score. I went 11-12 as A's, 1-6-10 as B's, 3 as a C.
And here's the final ticket. Matt's going to lean on He Will early. He's going to lean in race number 8, the very logical speed horse down towards the rail. And this is really the kind of key. You want to weight your opinions early so you can spread later and sort of hit it. Here's Matt's ticket maker again, races 7 through 10. I agree with everything you said about that race. The Bird is the Word race. I've been chasing him for a long time. I needed him that day at 20-1. So Solio not only kicked you out of the pick 6, he kicked me where it hurt because this horse, Bird is the Word, is one I waited for on turf. Let's throw up my ticket maker for the last race. Bird is the Word, one of 3 A's. You mentioned the other one, Glacier, the 12, the 6 Panama Papers. My backups are the 2 D'Amato, first-time turf runners, 10 Caustics by Creative Coast. Horse took money for his career debut. I think it's very interesting that Bejarano's aboard.
I'm with
for
you.
the first time switching to the turf. I like the Red Ransom on the bottom from a turfy standpoint. Pavelski might be a little bit more of a reach. He kind of ran evenly in his debut. That race has come back really live, however, and Flavian Pratt is enticed to remain.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you get into a finale or you get into any sort of multi-race wager. Do you want to get knocked out by Phil D'Amato?
I don't want to get knocked out by Phil
particularly?
D'Amato on the turf. I'll probably be long gone. The sequence races 7 through 10. It's a guaranteed $500,000 pick 4. Again, the approximate post time for Leg A, the California Cup Turf Classic, 3:12 Pacific. Good luck.